Hey everybody, welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So today is Thursday, which means it is Booklist Thursday. Booklist Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book, thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So before we get into the topic of the day, I do want to apologize for the kind of lack of videos lately. I've taken on a few new responsibilities at my job, which is taking up a lot of my brain power lately. So filming has kind of taken a bit of a backseat, as well as reading a little bit lately. I had grand plans for October to do some really great videos on spooky books, October books, creepy books. You know how much I love this month and I love this reading time. And Skylar too. So I had these grand plans. I even had a pile of books here ready to go and talk about, and then changes happened. So, and change is good. This is a really good thing. It's a really great thing for my career personally, but it is taking a bit of a toll from a reading and filming perspective. So if you're sticking with me, I appreciate it. I will be back. I just have to figure out this new normal and what that looks like. Booklist Thursdays, though, are definitely a priority, and those will continue to happen throughout this. It's just kind of all my other little side projects. Kind of take a little bit of a hit right now. So for today, the theme of today's book list is unsettling characters. So I am going to kind of meld one of my video ideas that I wanted to do for October for you with this theme of unsettling characters. And I'm going to talk about witchy ghosty books because they're a bit unsettling. And so I have five, I actually technically have six because one of them is a duology. But I have a few of them to talk about some I've talked about before. There's a couple new ones, but let's get into it. First ones I want to talk about are kind of the books that got me into witchy books. We have How to Hang a Witch and Haunting the Deep. These are both by Adriana Mather. The first one takes place in Salem. We have our main character is Samantha. She just moved there from New York City. She's not really welcomed with open arms because she is a descendant of Cotton Mather. He was one of the men responsible for the Salem witch trials. She finds herself a bit of a target, a bit of an enemy of a group of girls who call themselves the Descendants, and their ancestors were witches. As if dealing with them wasn't enough, Sam finds herself face to face with a real live ghost, a handsome angry ghost who wants Sam to stop touching his stuff. There's a curse that's affecting everyone that has ties to the trials. She needs to come to terms with the ghost, work with the Descendants to stop this deadly cycle, and we go from there. And then we follow her again in Haunting the Deep. Again, more curses, more spooky stuff, more ghosts. This has a bit of a Titanic theme to it. So both of them are great reads for this time of year. They're definitely the ghosty books that I love, and they're fantastic. I don't feel like they're talked about enough. Another one that's fantastic, and these are all, I would say these are YA. The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. First of all, this book is one of the most beautiful books that I own. It's just lovely. This one, again, with curses and witches. So 2 centuries ago, 3 sisters were sentenced to death for their witchery. Stones were tied to their ankles and they were drowned in the deep waters surrounding the town. And now, for a brief time each summer, the sisters return, stealing the bodies of 3 troubled girls so that they may seek their revenge, luring boys into Sparrow's Harbor and pulling them under. And we go from there. And it's nice and creepy, and I love it. All right, then into more of my adult books. We have Wayward by Amelia Hart. I love this so much. So much. Actually, I should do a reread. So we have a few different timelines here. So we have 2019, Kate flees London for Wayward Cottage. It's a cottage she inherited from her great aunt. She really doesn't remember her aunt, other than she was a little odd. And she gets to the cottage and she's fleeing an abusive partner. But she soon suspects that her great aunt hid a secret, one that lurks in the bones of the cottage, hidden ever since the witch hunts of the 17th century. Then we go back to 1619, and Altha is awaiting trial for the murder of a local farmer who is stampeded to death by his herd. When she was a girl, her mother taught her their magic, a kind not rooted in spellcasting, but in deep knowledge of the natural world. But unusual women have always been deemed dangerous, and she's accused of being a witch. 1942, we have World War II. Violet's trapped at her family's grand crumbling estate. She longs for education. She longs to be free. And her mom, long deceased, who has rumored to have gone mad after her death, or before her death. The only traces Violet has of her are a locket bearing the initial W and the word wayward scratched into the baseboards of her bedroom. These stories weave together. It's witchy. It's great. There's a reason there's a bird on the cover. It's fantastic. So then we have a couple more lighthearted. I wouldn't say that they're unsettling characters, but there's definitely some unsettling things that happen in both of these. We have The Witches of Moonshine Manor. This is Bianca Morales. This is a little bit of a different take from what she has, a couple of their books that she has written. So we have 5 women. They're all in their 80s. They are all witches, and they are all gathering because there's an angry mob threatening to demolish Moonshine Manor, which is their house. Queenie is kind of their leader, and she confesses they've fallen behind on their mortgage payments a little bit. But still there's hope, since the imminent return of Ruby, one of the sisterhood who's been gone for 33 years, will surely be their salvation. And Ruby is a little interesting character. Then they have a bit of help from Persephone. She is a feisty TikToker eager to smash the patriarchy. As the deadline to save the manor approaches, she starts using her own way of trying to save this sisterhood. So funny, tender, uplifting, yet some serious topics in here. It was really, really enjoyable read, and it was written beautifully. I love the story. I love this sisterhood. It was fantastic. And then we have Cackle by Rachel Harrison. I just finished this one, and I am absolutely in love with it. We follow Annie, who is moving. She's taking a new teacher position. Her and her long-term boyfriend broke up. She's kind of starting over in this very picturesque town. Super friendly people. Think like Gilmore Girls. Like, it's just like the perfect setting. Everything's dreamy. And then she meets Sophie, beautiful, charming, magnetic, who takes a special interest in Annie and wants to be her friend. More importantly, she wants Annie to stop apologizing, start living her life. But Sophie has some secrets. All of the townsfolk are afraid of her. She seems to have her hand in everything. She seems to be orchestrating this everything. Her appearance is unusual. She seems ageless. Her mansion in the middle of the woods feels unearthly. And maybe she's more than what she appears. Maybe. So it was fantastic. I loved it. I wouldn't say super unsettling character, but there's definitely, you have moments where you're like, this doesn't feel right. So those are my suggestions. I'm taking creative liberty with this one because I really wanted to get you guys some witchy book recs. I have a whole other pile over here of witchy books I still want to read, which this is one of them. And so hopefully at the end of the month when I do a wrap up, if I can get some reading done this month, I'll have some more suggestions for you. But in the meantime, thank you for sticking around and hanging out until I kind of figure some stuff out and figure out a new routine. Head over to Sarah's channel and see what she has for us today for disturbing characters. I think that's our theme. Yeah. See what she has for us today. Otherwise, comment below with maybe some sort of disturbing character. Could be a witch or a bug or a goblin or a ghost. Put in the comments, say you're here today, unless you have other books to recommend me. I would love to hear them, or if you want to talk about any of the books I talked about today, I'd love to hear from you guys. You guys keep me going. It's motivation. So we'll see you in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time.